Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a makeup tutorial for you fully inspired by makeup from the 80s and specifically one album cover, so let's get started. Now we're starting off with priming the eyelids as usual, and meanwhile I'll just tell you something about the look we're gonna do. Basically, ever since I was in high school, I really loved the music and the looks of Pat Benatar. Like, I really wanted to look like her and all. Also, fun fact, when I was in high school, her music was already like 20 years old. I just encountered the CD at some point in time, and it just all sort of like began from there, my taste in music. Anyways, though, my favorite look of hers is from the Tropical album, because it just looks really awesome. I do want to edit it a little bit though, because I don't want it to look fully dated. I still want it to be wearable in this century. So I'm gonna start modern with a nude shade in the crease on a big fluffy blender. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette because it just so happens to have the exact perfect colors for this look. I really love this palette, by the way. Overall, I love the quality, I love the color range, it's like right up my alley. However, as always, I should mention, if you don't have this exact palette, just use similar colored eyeshadows that you do have. Like, seriously, don't feel discouraged by not having the exact same brand of eyeshadow as I have. Like, you totally don't need it to do a similar look. Now basically this makeup is three colors just sort of spread out. That is one thing that I always sort of enjoy about, like, you know, making old-fashioned makeup looks more modern. Back in the day, you can also see it in like famous ABBA video clips and all. That's more like 70s and 80s, but still. The makeup was way different. Like, most of the techniques we use today or a lot of the techniques we use today are, you know, basically inspired by drag makeup, like cut creases and all. And also we have a lot of makeup that is focused in terms of how it's applied on like defining your eye shape and like giving your eyes a certain look, whereas back in the day they did way less with the shaping of the eyes and just, yeah, they all kept it way more simple. So it's always a fun challenge to try and, you know, make it more into modern day style makeup. But anyway, what I mean is, also by the way, switching to a grey shade in the outer corner, as you can tell. But anyways, they didn't do the entire thing of like shading the eye. They didn't do winged eye looks. They didn't really like, even if they did use a certain technique, they made it really obvious of like, this is a thing. Like, and it was very like out there. I think most of us of a certain age for sort of like remember, well, people who are older than me probably from themselves, and others of us from like our moms probably, that they really just used to toss on one shade of eyeshadow on the eyelid and that was it. That was the eye look. It was way less about the entire shape of the eye and the eye look and like shaping the eye. It was way more about just applying a color, and that was basically it. So yeah, that's just a way different way of looking at makeup and applying makeup than what we're used to these days. So yeah, but I do think it actually does save a lot of time at the makeup table, I suppose. Another way I'm gonna modernize it a little is by just adding a brow bone highlight. This is a matte, well, not quite matte, more of a satin finish nude shade. Now I am going to also darken up the outer corner a little bit with a tiny brush and an even darker eyeshadow shade. And that's another thing, by the way. Back then, most people just use an actual eyeshadow applicator. Like, I still remember from when I was young in the 90s. Young, when I was literally a child in the 90s. I'm not that old. Yeah. But no one really used to use eyeshadow brushes. I'm not sure we even, like, knew about eyeshadow brushes. I sure didn't. And yeah, you couldn't really like get those. Like, there wasn't like just, you know, you couldn't just go to a drugstore and buy actual eyeshadow brushes. Like, everything was just eyeshadow applicators, which also, of course, like anyone who ever tried to actually blend eyeshadow with an eyeshadow applicator probably knows this. It's really dang difficult to blend with literally a sort of spongy thingy on a stick. So yeah, that also explains why techniques changed. The tools, like, I guess, you know, like our preferences changed and tools changed and we got more possibilities, and that just all sort of refined the art of makeup, I suppose, over the years. Then we're gonna get a little bit closer even. Scary. And just apply a little bit of eye pencil. So basically, as you just saw me doing, it's just applying an eye pencil right above your lash line. And another eye booger, blech. And on your waterline on top, and also between the lashes. Like basically, for those of you who are of my age, the way we tried to apply eyeliner back in like elementary school. Just, you know, squishing an eye pencil between your lashes, rubbing it there, and then just thinking it looks pretty. I never quite managed to do it correctly though, admittedly. Like, we didn't have YouTube tutorials yet, you know, it was way harder to learn. And with that, the upper eyelid is pretty much finished. So yeah, it's time for foundation now. I'm just gonna apply that really quickly off camera, because it's literally just smearing foundation on the face. Which is not terribly interesting to look at, so be right back. Okay, then the eyebrows. Yeah, let's just insert a picture of the album cover here. You can tell one thing. The eyebrows are extremely thin. Now, if you really want to full on go for it, you could of course just shave half your eyebrows off. Or worse, pluck them very thin. But I would totally not recommend you do that. Instead, I'm just going to do it the safe way. Brush my eyebrow hairs up, then push them back down again. So they're all like nicely in the center of my actual brows. Then I'm going to use a pomade just because it's a little bit softer than a pencil. And I don't want an exact stripe. Because again, I do want this to stay a little bit wearable. And then I'm just literally going to only fill in that exact center part of my eyebrows. So yeah, this is just sort of the line between like stage makeup and like Halloween style and just, you know, actual makeup. But I'm just focusing on only the center part of my eyebrows, so only those get dark and the rest of it will sort of just fade into oblivion. Which will make them look a lot thinner. And then we're gonna set that with some brow gel. Oh, and by the way, I don't think every woman in the 80s actually did the really thin eyebrows. Because I have seen pictures of ladies in the 80s with like more bushy brows. But yeah, this was just Pat Benatar style and that's what we're going for. I do think it looks really cool on her. I think personally on my face, I don't know, I feel like I have a bit of a longer, bigger face, and I feel like just for balance, I think thicker eyebrows do look better on me than really thin ones, but hey, we're staying on theme here. Now it's time for concealer, and I am again just staying on theme by not using a very brightening concealer. Instead I'm using one that's basically just more coverage than my foundation, but the same shade. Then just powdering off, and then we can continue with the colors on the face. Now next up is actually some contouring. I don't think she was wearing a lot of actual contour. More like the blush contour thing, but we'll get to that in a moment. However, I do want a little bit of nose contour because I have a way different nose shape than her. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Now I'm not gonna go for full on like, you know, costume makeup and like trying to look like her. It's just that I prefer my nose a little bit more contoured because otherwise I feel with a lot of foundation on it just sort of all looks flat. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. Just a slightly more defined nose. By the way, that was my only like teenage insecurity, my nose. Because it's not extremely small, so I used to be like, oh, it's so big. And then you look back later and it's like, girl, what were you even complaining about? Like, it looks totally normal. I don't know, I guess we've all had our teenage insecurities. And like, as a teen, it seems very much real. And then you grow up and you're like, what were you worried about? And this is the 80s contour blush that I was talking about. I kind of actually like this look, but it is very much obviously not something we still do today, as usually. My only orange blush, by the way, is this duo-sided one that's absolutely ancient. It's by Essence. I'm going to try really hard to only use the orange side. But yeah, you're basically just applying it like you would apply a, you know, sort of taupe-ish contour shade that's only slightly darker than your natural skin tone and nice and subtle. But only you're not doing it in that nice subtle shade, you're doing it in bright orange. It's somehow very liberating to me to just toss on blush like that, not caring about how obviously it's there. Somehow. Anyway, I'm gonna set this with some setting spray and then we'll move back to the eyes. I actually don't think there was setting spray in the 80s, come to think of it. Doesn't matter, I want setting spray, so I'm using setting spray. Now the bottom eyelid is basically as simple as it can get. You just apply a black eyeliner on the waterline and pull it through all the way to the inner corner. Now what does make it a little bit more difficult is that we want it to be slightly smudged, and this is like the step that back in the 90s I was terrible at. Because I have a lot of lashes on the bottom, so it always used to be very difficult to me, and still kinda is, to get the pencil between them, because there's just too much lashes, too many lashes I suppose, to actually really get the pencil in there without getting frustrated and getting it literally all over my face. So I'm just applying a little bit, then moving on to a small angled brush and just using the brush to blend this further, just to prevent any accidents. And then lashes, I'm going for an eyelash curler and heaps of mascara, because in the picture she doesn't seem to be wearing falsies either. Now for this sort of thing I do prefer to use a mascara that really stands out. So I'm using Lash Freak by Urban Decay. If you don't have this mascara, I do recommend using a mascara that really builds up big. A more budget friendly sort of mascara that's sort of almost does the same thing in my experience is the Worthy Hype by NYX. Now as you can hopefully tell up close, I'm gonna try, you know, if you can see it while looking up. I can't look up and look at the camera at the same time, so I'm not sure if you can see it. But anyways, this is sort of mascara that's really perfect for this kind of look, because if you wear this alone on a naked eyelid, then it's going to look like spider legs. But like when you do a look like this, more grungy and all, it's really absolutely gorgeous. Now, the last thing is the lips, which is actually the most difficult thing, not necessarily because of the technique at all. No, it's just because the color that I'm looking for has been out of fashion since the early 90s. But what I'm going to try to do is to mix these two Catrice shades. This is a orangey red and a pinky nude. And I'm going to try to combine these two into the perfect 80s orange nude-ish shade. I'm really gonna have to like find an actual color that's perfect though, because I have a shoot with this makeup, sort of makeup, like this is more of a tryout thing, but like I have a shoot with this style around Easter. So I'm really gonna have to find a perfect lipstick before then. But for now, let's just try mixing. And with that, we've reached the final results, and I do think, if I may say so myself, that it turned out quite well. Yeah, it does sort of look like it. Admittedly, the lipstick is not the correct shade at all. It's more like a coral than an actual orange. But hey, at this point I blended two lipsticks and I applied a lip gloss on top of it to get the right amount of glossiness. Well, that lip gloss is like, by how it tastes, I would guess it's like 10 years past its date. Like its expiry date. It tastes pretty terrible. But yeah, totally worth it. It has the right shine to it. I don't hate the combination of it, but it's definitely like the actual orange of the inner corner of my eye look is more the actual shade of orange. So if anyone knows a lipstick in that 80s shade of orange, please let me know, because I really want to find one. But yeah, anyways, I'm quite pleased with how this turned out overall. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like button. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. I do at least one video per week. Which is most of the time a makeup tutorial, but every 3 weeks it's a vlog instead. If you want to know exactly what I've used on my face today, you can find it below in the video description in a nice little list. And that was it for today. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!